Hey guys, I want to talk to you real quick about something that happened to me last night. It was actually early this morning in the dream state. And if it's happening to me, then I have to assume it's probably happening to some of you too. And so let's talk about it. Um, Someone in my past, but who is still attached to my children, someone who I believe is very wicked and involved in the dark arts, showed up in my dream last night. This is someone who has waged spiritual warfare against me in the past. Um, and so in the dream, I was with my 20-year-old son, and we were going, so I don't know what we were doing, but I guess he asked something. He asked a question or asked for advice, and I heard her voice attempting to steer him. And as soon as I heard her voice, my body had a visceral reaction where it felt like my automatic nervous system that controls like our breathing, like our heart beating, the things that we don't think about that just happen on their own. It felt like it glitched. And I woke up and I couldn't catch my breath. And I kept like just trying to swallow, like, because I felt like I was like choking. Like I couldn't breathe, I couldn't get air, and I almost had a damn near had a panic attack because when your heart starts racing like that and you can't control your heartbeat is your everything, and when your heartbeat becomes irregular, that's when panic attacks ensue. And so I knew what was happening. I didn't know why it was happening, but I recognized what it was. And I just had to like control my breathing and, 4 breaths in, hold it for 4, exhale for 6, that type of thing. But I started to think more about it, and I started to ask Copilot, which if you guys aren't using AI, it's actually a really cool tool for things, just for helping you think through things when you need like a thought partner. AI can be really good for that. But I explained to Copilot like what happened, and it helped me to make sense of it. Basically, it was saying that her voice in my dream um, triggered some sort of, like, my body understood that it was an energetic attack or invasion. And especially because she carries dark manipulative energy, right? Her trying to advise my son, my protective instincts kicked in. And again, this is all happening subconsciously. I was in dream state. Um, it was a psychological response that I had, and energetic response that I had to her trying to lead my son. So when I started looking more into this, it was explaining that this could have been a somatic and energetic response. It's saying the breath glitch and panic response could be your body's way of rejecting her energy. It's like your system said, nope, not letting that in. So I want you guys to know, if this happens to you, if you're in a dream state and an energy is attempting to enter your field, once you start to develop your psychic abilities, your higher self will wake you up immediately. And when that happens, I don't know about you, but I go right into prayer. I start saying some protection prayers. I start putting a casting a ring of fire around me, and I can envision um St. Gabriel's purple ultraviolet light healing me. I rebuke anything negative. I bind it to the sender. Like, I start doing all of these things because when something like that happens and your body triggers you and you wake up, that is your higher self. That is your protection. So you need to trust it and listen to it. It says this kind of reaction is common among empaths. If you identify as an empath, then know that this message is for you. So this kind of reaction is common among empaths and spiritually attuned people when encountering malevolent energy, bad, right? Bad energy. Some of the things that you can do to protect yourself is a dream shielding ritual that you do before you go to sleep. And this sets energetic boundaries while you sleep, especially if you feel really vulnerable to psychic interference in your dream state. So, what you can do is to light a white candle and say, I call upon divine light to surround me. No energy may enter my dream space unless it serves my highest good. And then visualize a glowing orb of white or gold or violet, like violet always comes to mind for me, enveloping your bed, right? So imagine like a white glowing orb or violet orb surrounding your bed. Place a protective crystal under your pillow, like amethyst, obsidian, or black tourmaline. And you could also add a few drops of lavender or mugwort oil, essential oil, to your pillow for spiritual clarity and protection. Another thing you can do is an energetic cord cutting, and I've done these as well, and I might need to do another one. The last time I did one was like 2 years ago, and I really wasn't feeling this energy for quite a while. So it's interesting that she crept in last night. It was more this morning. It was I was trying to sleep in. It was like 6:30 in the morning. So yeah. But to do the energetic cord cutting, you want to sit quietly and visualize a cord connecting you to whomever you feel is trying to attack you spiritually. And say out loud, I release this connection. I reclaim my energy. I send her or him back to her or his own path with no harm. And then imagine cutting the cord with a glowing sword, right? So I imagine like something that was like bright, like red and orange, like glowing, or scissors made of like a white light. And visualize cutting the cord. And then you need to follow this up with a bath, a salt bath, or a shower for a spiritual cleanse. If you guys are feeling like your children are being attacked, kind of like how I felt like there was interference for my son, then write your child's name down on a piece of paper and place it inside a protective circle. So, meaning like put your child's name on a piece of paper and then put salt around his or her name, or crystals or herbs. And then say out loud, may he or she be guided by truth, protected by light, and untouched by deception. You can also call on Archangel Michael, who I call in all the time, or any protected beings that you resonate with. I often feel that I resonate with Archangel Michael, Gabriel, Metatron, and Saint Germain. Yeah, Saint Germain for protection, especially. You can do a moon ritual for banishing. So the waning moon is perfect for releasing toxic influences. So you could do a banishing spell. And in order to do a banishing spell, you write the person's name that you want to release and the influence that you want to release on paper, right? So I might write this woman's name and her influence on a piece of paper, and then you're going to burn it under the waning moon while saying, by the waning moon, I release this energy. It no longer holds power over me or mine. And then scatter the ashes outside or flush them down the toilet. Okay, so let me see what else. Hold on. Yeah, so so the somatic alarm, let me just talk a little bit more about that before I let you guys go. A somatic alarm is when your body reacts instinctively because I wasn't conscious, I wasn't awake, I was in dream state. So when your body reacts instinctively to an energetic or emotional threat before your conscious mind can process it, that is like your nervous system saying, danger, wee, something's off, right? Even if there's no physical threat in the room, your energy, your aura, your spirit can sense it. So in my case, it was this person's voice triggered a visceral response. And my automatic nervous system, which controls involuntary functions like breathing, fucking glitched. It was scary, honestly. It's not random. It was a sign that my body recognized her energy as invasive or harmful. So if you experience a somatic alarm, please know what it is, trust it, and stay prayed up, honestly. Why does it happen? Because you're highly intuitive like me, and your body, your physical shell, is part of that intuition. When you're spiritually sensitive, your somatic system becomes a radar for energetic interference. So again, when your body triggers that alarm, honor it, get up, right? Know that the energy is not safe. So get up and protect yourself. Do some spiritual cleansing. So do some deep breathing, meditate, use some sage, some Palo Santo, or sound bowls to clear the energy and clear your space. And say out loud, I release all energies that do not belong to me. I return to my center. All right, guys, that is it. I just needed to get that message out there to you because it was a pretty jarring experience for me. So I'm pretty sure some of you are going through something similar. I love you guys. I hope all is well. Leave me a comment. Let me know your own experiences, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.